You are now watching the No Cell Roundtable. Here are your hosts, Joe Monroe and Chris Sack.
Oh my God, I'm not Joe Monroe, but it's me, Mark. Hey, everybody. I'm Mark Monroe, and as always on the show, the co-host, the wizard himself, the wizard, CG. Hey, CG.
How's it going, Mark?
I'm doing fantastic, bro. Listen, sorry for the people who are expecting Joe, but he's off doing some family business, or at least that's how he's presented to me. But it's good to be here. Hey, since he's the king, does that make me the Jack?
Maybe I could make an argument for that.
Oh, cool. Hey, why don't you go ahead and show the folks who we're going to talk about today, my friend?
We are talking about Gino Hernandez, and I'll be honest, this is a little outside my wheelhouse. I crammed right before the test, the night before the test, so I'm gonna have some talking points, but WCCW and Gino are not someone I am overly familiar with. I'm anxious to learn more from our other guests.
Oh, man, and speaking, we only have 2 guests. That's all we need tonight, because this is going to be so freaking awesome. First and foremost, making his first appearance on the No Show Roundtable. He has been with WSN since the beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, please let me welcome Kevin. Kevin, welcome, man.
Nice to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you. Hey, this is going to be awesome. So how are you feeling about tonight's topic?
I'm looking forward to it. I know a little about Gino Hernandez. Of course, I hear his name, every now and then. I actually just got done watching The Dark Side of the Ring, his episode, and let me tell you, that story is crazy.
Yes. Oh my goodness, is it ever? What? That's something I watched too, and it's nuts. Now we want to welcome back somebody who's a good friend of mine, not Joe's. Don't tell Joe. He's a good friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome independent superstar James Kendrick. Yay, James!
What's going on, guys?
Hey, James. It's me, Mark. Hey.
What's up, Ms. Ark?
Oh. It's that point. I am the Marcus Mark in wrestling, so fair point. But let's go ahead and get started, guys. Gino Hernandez, or Gorgeous Gino Hernandez, is probably one of the biggest what-ifs in professional wrestling. He had such an iconic career in such a little span of time, like this. That's his career. But he was a megastar in that short period of time. But when you guys hear the name Gino Hernandez, Wizard, we'll start with you. What comes to mind?
Yeah, I can make an argument for that, Tevin. Good point. He was in some amazing tag teams. I think Tully Blanchard and Chris Adams, those are some big names to team with. Jake the Snake Roberts at one point. That's the first thing I think of is his tag team resume. But he also was a magnificent heel.
Oh, absolutely. James, what do you think?
I think he was one of the biggest heels in world class, besides the Freebirds. With him and Chris Adams, easily the most hated people. I agree with the Wizard. So.
Okay, Kevin, what do you think, my friend?
Like I said earlier, his promos stick out to most because you can tell, like some of the wrestlers today and some that was like after him, that they got the way that he did his promos was from him. Like I said, I just was watching Dark Side of the Ring and I was hearing him talk. I'm just like, I wonder if people like Ric Flair, looked at that guy and was like, let me copy some things from him. Because like his heel promo work was phenomenal.
Hey, Rusty, and everybody, if you guys are praying people, you pray for Rusty's daughter. She's having a real tough time. That's why he's not on here. So we're going to big praise to her and to the family. Hopefully, she gets well very, very soon, my friend. But here's something I didn't know. So I was doing some research. I was sitting here reading. I thought he got a start in world class. Apparently, that's not the case. I'm reading here through the notes. He actually started in big time wrestling, aka the Sheik's territory, and as Gino Hernandez, and he was a very fresh, as Joe put it here in parentheses, white meat baby face. What the heck does that mean?
Hot.
Well, I mean, I guess he was hot. He was an all right looking guy. So
White fire is the hottest, if I believe, next to the blue. But I guess that's what he means.
Oh, okay, Mark. So you want to know what white meat babyface is?
Yeah.
John Cena.
I can see Gino. I can't see Cena.
Mysterio.
Gino didn't wear a mask.
Oh my. So
Okay. All right, go ahead.
white meat baby face.
Our truth.
Okay.
Everybody loves him.
I mean,
Someone who always comes out with a big ass.
Okay. I get it. So he was a big fan favorite. Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. But yeah, what do you guys' initial thought? That a lot of people get the misconception he started in world class, but Big Time Wrestling, that was a promotion that wasn't nothing to sneeze at back in the day. Oh, hang on. Joe also noted, please don't do one at a time. Oops, too late on that. Make sure it's open round table discussion. I'm not saying what else you put on there. Okay, so open round table discussion. Go ahead.
What was the question?
Oh, sorry. Him getting his start in big time wrestling instead
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I saw that on his wiki page when I was doing my research. But I mean, really, he's going to be known for world class. No matter how you slice it, nobody. I think that I think that big time is just a blip on the radar for him because of what he did in world class.
Oh, okay. Rushy brought up a good point too. Thank you, Rushy. Okay, but yeah, big time wrestling. That was another territory promotion that was very well known, and that's pretty cool. He started off in the Sheesh promotion, but let's go ahead. Let's get into the world class stuff because that's what we're talking about this month. To end out the month, man, I can't believe February's already come and gone. Also, I still haven't received my Valentine's Day gift.
Did they tell you it was in the mail?
Yeah, and they gave me a number that started with 5E76E7345857.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, let's get back to it. So world class. He started the highlight feuds. Actually, at first was with David Von Erich for the Texas Heavyweight Championship. And David Von Erich is well known as probably the most athletic all the way around wrestling wise of the Von Erich family. So that right there to me already speaks measurements about Gino Hernandez. What do you guys think?
Oh, Gino can go.
Yeah. There's no way around it. That David being the top star before he passed in world class, and if both of them, can you imagine if both of them had not passed at a young age, what the wrestling world would look like today?
Oh yeah,
survived.
Man,
I mean,
oh my gosh.
Even then they were doing quote unquote high spots. Those two. Gino could go with the best of them. So could David.
What do you think, Kevin?
Quick question: was Gino Hernandez, was he did somebody play him in the Von Erich movie?
Yeah, he was very, very, very short lived, but yeah, he was featured in the Von Erich movie.
Oh, okay. That wasn't MJF's character, was it?
No.
Oh, okay,
No. He played.
MJF played the big Von Erich.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, actually, if we stop and think about it, MJF would be the perfect person to play Gino Hernandez.
That would have been perfect, but you know.
Yeah. Hey, 24, make a movie about Gino, hire MJF. Just saying. I mean, kind of looks like him.
Double that. But yeah, it makes sense, like I would say that from like the 70s and 80s, Texas produced like the best wrestlers. So Gino and David, that man. Then the how long was his Gino's wrestling career?
Let's see. Gino wrestled from he got his career started in 1975 and he died in 86, right? 85, 86.
Oh, okay. All
Yes.
right.
So about 10 years.
Give or take, yeah.
Could you imagine like if he survived to the 90s? I think. Well, his name is it's in stone as probably one of the greatest. But if he would have made it to the 90s, man, I think it would have been no doubt. Because even in the 80s, wrestling was popular. But I think that boom in the 90s would have definitely people would talk about him more.
I don't think he would have been a top heel in WWE.
Oh no.
But he would have been one of the top heels in WCW.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, does anybody know if he had a run in like Japan? Because he would have done
a little bit.
Perfect there.
Just a little bit.
Oh, okay. He would have.
He might have had a little run.
Okay.
But let's see. He had that. He had the. I got my notes on my phone. I just don't have my glasses, so I got to point up like this. He feuded with David back and forth. Then he actually went back to Southwest Championship Wrestling, where he tagged with the original dynamic duo, Tully Blanchard, believe it or not, out of all people. He tagged with Tully Blanchard, and they were the top heels there. Then shortly after that, he went to Mid-South Wrestling and actually had a pretty good feud with Chavo Guerrero Sr., where he actually, at one point, hit him over the head with a beer bottle, which, back then, that was completely nuts.
Chavo Classic. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, during this era, you don't see a lot of that crazy hardcore stuff. So getting hit on the head with a beer bottle, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is a really big deal. Then after that, sorry, guys. He later actually insulted the Guerrero name before going back to Texas, which honestly, I think that made him, enemy numero uno in Texas, because Guerrero's a big name.
Yeah.
Can only imagine. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. That'd be worse than the JLB incident. Jeez.
Border Patrol.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Let's see. But he returned back to WCCW in 1984, collective times, feuding with the Von Erichs. He was paired up with really? Oh, this is when he was paired up. Nick's tag team with Sunshine. I know Sunshine from Mid-Atlantic and all that. But he was tag team with her. Shortly after that, he tagged with Jake the Snake Roberts as the Wizard. And then that's when we hear the tag team with him and Chris Adams as a dynamic duo, taken from the tag team name that him and Tully had. But at this point, Tully was a horseman, so I guess it really didn't matter to Tully at this point. Those guys, when I think of Gino, that's automatically who I think. I can't not think about gentleman Chris Adams, because my goodness gracious, could you imagine if both, Well, Chris Adams was a little bit longer, granted, but could you imagine like those guys still living in today's world? How that heel tag team would be? They would be top tag team as of today. What do you guys think about that?
I believe they could be. You know, it all depends on how they are put in situations. They would be a good tag team today.
And it's got to depend on who they're put with.
Yeah.
So
let's say FCR.
FTR, I'd say that'd be a pretty good feud. I would go and say Motor City Machine Guns.
that would be good. I could see that.
Oh yeah, Chris definitely would have been a top name in today's world. Hey, look, it's the #1 beard in podcasting. Don't tell Joe I said that, please.
I'm going to tell him.
Remind Joe he's number 3 because I'm number 2.
Hey, okay, fair enough. But yeah, Gino Hernandez. If you would stop and think about it, he was absolutely influential. I think, and I don't think a lot of people see it. I think he was very influential to a lot of people, working in the big time and on the independent scene today. Not only the in-ring style, but with the promos and all that too. I mean, this guy was he was probably the closest thing to Ric Flair, the next generation, that you could get, and he lived that lifestyle too.
He very much did. I mean, Rick was a big partier. Gino was a big partier, and that, depending on who you ask, that ultimately led to his passing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we'll get to that in a moment. But I want to bring up a feud. It was the Cotton Bones 3, where the dynamic duo went up against the Von Erichs of Kevin and Kerry in a hair versus hair tag team match.
Did Vince Russo book that book?
No,
Well,
you're
here. Okay,
there wasn't anything on a pole or a forklift, so that wasn't Vince Russo.
Yeah, hey, hang on. Hang on, you said Vince Russo. I'm a big Vince Russo fan. Oh man, I can't find it. But Joe got me an autographed picture of Vince Russo.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I love the guy. His booking things was top notch. Anyways, but back to what you were saying. Yeah, I mean, it was the '80s, man. Everybody, had the big, long, beautiful hair like I do right now. Hey, some say I resemble Michael P.S. back in the day. Just saying. But everybody had this long, beautiful hair like I got, and especially the Von Erichs. I mean, come on. Look at Terry's. His was like, poof. Look like a Kia pit. But, yeah, hair versus hair. And just the reaction they had when Gino and Chris Adams said at the end of the match when they lost, people were literally taking them down and holding them against their will in the chair just to save their heads.
Oh, wow.
You wouldn't see that as much nowadays. Yeah, I mean, we don't see as much hair versus hair, mask versus hair, so to speak. But even today, or even just maybe a decade ago or so, you wouldn't see the crowd coming in and taking charge so that they got their head shaved. But you definitely see their opponent running after them to make sure that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Because I wish we could show video clips, but trademarks, I mean, we can't really show it. But you can see in the videos, I urge people going to YouTube or the TikTok and watch it. Just see people grab, especially Gino. Gino was the one taking off like a bat out of Hades, and they had to catch him and bring him back onto the chair. It's not funny. But he embraced it, and shortly after that, they broke up and were starting to have this feud. Him and Chris Adams, and man, what a feud it was! They took off of it Hang on just a second here. Let me read. So the things here. Just a second. I'm so sorry. Yeah, he blinded Chris Adams with, I guess it was a type of nair. And, and they, back then, kayfabe, they stick to the gimmick. And a lot of people thought, when Chris passed away, not Chris, but when Gino passed away, that Chris was done it because they believed in that so much. But just a tag, nothing beautiful when you see a tag team fall apart in wrestling, because you're going to have probably some of the best singles wrestling matches, not the Usos at Mania, ever.
Come on, man. That was one of the best tag team matches ever.
What is wrong with you? Even I know that's wrong. Well, at least that's how Joe says it. But what do you guys think? That rivalry between him and Chris Adams. What do you think?
I mean, I think it was good. I mean, besides, it get cut short, I think it was good for what it was.
Why did it get cut short?
Gino passed.
Oh, you talk about the feud. I thought you meant the match, the actual match. Oh, okay.
No. That was supposed to be their big
feud. He passed during the feud. The feud. They were feuding. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's, that took, from that, Gino blinding Chris Adams, it kind of happened in ECW.
Mm-hmm.
Dreamer, Sandman.
Yeah.
Sandman took it to the extreme. He lived it. He didn't leave his house. I don't think Adams did either. If he did, he was pulling the whole Stevie Wonder.
I think more he had his wife leading him around.
Hang on. Stevie Wonder can see. I believe it.
Okay, Ray Charles.
Okay, yeah, that's better. That's better. Yes, that's better. Yeah. But anyway, so CG7, what do you guys think when you hear that rivalry from one of probably the greatest and most underrated tag teams in wrestling to probably being one of the bigger rivalries in world class? I mean, that's a kind of a great shift.
Yeah.
Anytime you have a tag team that has great chemistry and you pull them apart, they're going to have a great rivalry and a great feud. I mean, you look at, this is a different scenario because they were brothers, but look at Brett and Owen.
Yep.
Their feud. They had chemistry being family, but they had chemistry. They made it work, and this would have been fantastic if it had been able to live it to its fruition if Gino hadn't been taken before his time.
Pillman and Austin.
Yes.
I think a lot of people forget about that. Yeah.
Someone brought up here. He brought the Freebirds and JYZ with the hair cream too, because JYZ was blinded by that as well.
Yeah.
So that's a classic wrestling. That's all that is. But like James said, unfortunately, that would be very short-lived because February, shortly after that, he ended up passing away. Now, this is something I don't really focus on way too much on because there's already a lot of tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists out there. But it is unfortunate what happened and how Gino met his demise. I can only imagine just everything going down like it did. I mean, you guys just said you watched the Dark Side episode. We'll go ahead and talk about that. So what do you guys think overall?
Man, there's so much to unpack. The Dark Side of the Ring. Yeah, well, like the one thing that interests, like I don't want to sound like a tinfoil hat guy, but the whole thing they thinking about, like the body, it said like this, the body was a Hispanic male, like when you think of the name Gino Hernandez, no lie, I thought he was, Spanish descent too, but that was the gimmick. They said it was a Hispanic male and that he was circumcised, which was, he was. It was just weird. Like the autopsy told you that. Then of course, if I'm the family member, I'm gonna be like, hey, what's going on here?
And the fact that that none of the family got to see the body, it was a closed casket funeral.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of controversy surrounding that.
Yeah, then some random person paid for the whole funeral.
A person that nobody saw got up and did a speech, and they don't know who he was. So that was kind of weird.
Yeah, that was really weird. That's like, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, allegedly, that this gentleman, trying to think of his name, I just had it, but approached Gino's mom and said he owed me a lot of money, but I'm going to pay for his funeral. So
that's crazy.
We're good.
I don't think what kind of that. If somebody owe you that, I don't know. I'm not paying.
Yeah, I think that's kind of conflicting because yeah, exactly. If he owed me a lot of money, I ain't paying for the funeral. Forget that.
I'm not even going to buy you a flower.
The thing,
but a lot of people.
At the funeral, I was like, yeah, he owed me some, so everybody here chip in.
Yep. There's the collection plate.
Yep.
But you guys are hilarious. But it's very sad, Joe. Him being the biggest what if in wrestling. Unfortunately, things happen. Drugs take over. You become addicted, and unfortunately, that's what happened to Gino after doing research and thinking about it. It's just an unfortunate circumstance. Now, if Gino wouldn't have done that, I honestly think Gino could have 100%, and this is probably going to be a comment section debate, could have easily been the NWA World Heavyweight Champion without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely.
With Gary Hart as his manager.
Gary Hart, legendary.
Because Gino had the promo. He had. Oh, that's a good one right there. Yeah, that's a good one. But Gino had the look, he had the talk, and he had the wrestling ability to be one of the biggest world heavyweight champions ever. So here's my question. I know somebody said he would have been in WCW. Do you think Gino Hernandez would have been a top heel in WWF? Or were that a different style of wrestling, especially, mid 80s to the early 90s? It really probably wouldn't have worked out.
He would have been a good Intercontinental Champion heel in WWE. I don't think he would have been, because back then you still had Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't.
I would say it would have depended. Like if he wrestled for NWA, right?
Yeah.
Or no? Okay, because I was about to say if he would have became NWA champion, I believe if he made that switch to WWE, I don't think he would have been the top heels. I think they would have had to get to him before he would have been NWA champion. Because the way Vince used to do things, he used to take the top stars from other promotions and put against his top stars to build them. So
yep.
I don't believe if he would have became NWA champion, I don't think he would have been as big. But if he would have got him a little like before that, then yeah, probably.
Yeah, he like I said, he would have been the mid-card champion heel.
And I can see that during like the late 80s. It depends on what time frame we're talking about putting him into the WWE though, or WWF or whatever. If we put him in the new generation era, I don't know that he fits because most everybody had a second job during that time frame. And what's he going to do?
Yeah.
I don't think
that is true. Well, let's show them. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, are you okay? I'm sorry. So let's go down the list of his accomplishments here. At Big Time Wrestling, he was the NWA United States Heavyweight Champion, the Detroit version. At Big Time Wrestling / World Class, he was a 4-time NWA American Heavyweight Champion, a 5-time NWA Tag Team Champion, an NWA Brass Knuckles Champion, which is basically kind of like the hardcore title, or however you want to put it. NWA International Junior Heavyweight Champion. He was a 6-time NWA Texas Heavyweight Champion. He was actually the Texas Heavyweight Champion 3 times, with one being with Snuka and one actually being with Bruiser Brody. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. He was with NWA World 6-Man Tag Champion, the Texas version, with Chris Adams and Jake Roberts. Man, that would have been a good stable. Oh,
yeah. And
with SCW, he was a 5-time champion with Tully Blanchard, and actually, and another. Oh, so Southwest Tag Team Championship, he won 5 times. Then our World Tag Team Championship, they won twice with Tully Blanchard. I'm sorry, that's nothing to see that.
Not at all.
Because every time I think of the Texas Heavyweight title, I think of Zeno.
When you was naming all those accomplishments, I was like, I didn't know that NWA had all those titles. They was AEW before AEW was.
Oh, NWA.
Well, the NWA, they had their territories.
Yeah, it was all territory based. So
okay, that's why.
It wasn't necessarily just the NWA's titles. It was okay. This company has these titles. The NWA recognizes them as this territory's titles.
Okay.
What like the NWA United States Heavyweight Championship, Detroit style? That's just recognizing that he's the United States Heavyweight Champion in like the Detroit area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they have
it can be very confusing.
Nah.
That was funny.
I'm pretty sure they had something like that. You say they had a hardcore title, so I wonder.
They did, but they didn't because the only one that really the people that would hold that title back then would be Bruiser Brody, Abdul the Butcher, Terry Funk.
Gotcha. Those matches, special matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, those would
something like that. But gentlemen, it's been on. Oh, go ahead, CZ. Sorry.
No, you go ahead. I lost my train of thought.
I was going to say, Gino Hernandez. It's okay. You're starting to sound like me, my friend. Jeez, I'm sorry. But Gino Hernandez was probably one of the best what ifs in wrestling. I think his career would have went a heck of a lot further if he didn't have his personal demons. And all in all, do you guys think Gino Hernandez is WWE or any type of Hall of Fame worthy?
Oh yeah, he's going in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, I mean, maybe not WWE Hall of Fame, but if he's not, he should be in some way put into the NWA Hall of Fame.
That I can agree with. I don't see him going into WWE. I don't think they will recognize him just because if he was part of that, he touched WWF for a brief time, for a very short time, but they won't. They're not going to recognize someone who. Okay, if they do, it's going to be like
honorable mention,
or like what is it?
The Legacy Hall of Fame.
Legacy. That's the word I was looking for. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, because they did that with Bruiser Brody.
Yeah.
They couldn't have done that to Bruiser.
I think they both deserve more, Bruiser and Gino. But yeah, I think if he goes into WWE's Hall of Fame, it's going to be a Legacy Hall of Fame award, not an actual honoree.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I like what Rusty puts there. I gotta agree with that right there. Yes, 100%. Well, gentlemen, it's been an honor. Thank you guys for coming on. I'm sorry Joe wasn't here. I hope you guys had a really great time with me hosting. Who knows? Maybe I could get my own show after this. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah. The Mark Monroe Wrestling Show. Yeah, that would be cool. Anyways, I guys. Oh, hang on. Before you guys leave, I want to show you guys something. Hang on. It's where did I push that thing? I think it's. I found it. There's Vince. Hey, what's up?
I give this man a V
Okay.
pack.
Sorry. I'm okay. Oh, good. Maybe not so much. Thank you guys again. Don't forget to go like the Wrestling Society Network on everything. Road 2. Hey, Kevin, tell them where we're at, man. Out my back.
Oh man, go follow me on WSN on YouTube, Facebook. Download the app, watch you some nice content. We got something for everybody: comedy, movies, podcasts, anything you name it. And go buy some merch.
Yeah, buy some merch, please. I need it for hospital bills. Ow. All right, James, CZ, what are you guys up to?
Over on Card Subject to Change, we are going to be reviewing the Elimination Chamber this weekend on Sunday. If you haven't seen it, I started a new show called Wrestling with Fitness. It's going to be a once-a-month accountability podcast. You can find it on the Card Subject to Change YouTube page. It does have its own playlist, even though there's one episode. But I'm excited for my friend Zach and I to share our fitness journey with everybody.
Okay.
Very nice. Let's see. This weekend, I'm going to go watch a show. Next weekend, I'm going to go be in a show, going for tag titles. Other than that, I got to look at my days to see where I'm at. So, but yeah, I'm on Facebook. Facebook's about it.
Okay. Ow, sorry. Oh, okay. Well, join us next week, and we're going to start the WrestleMania section, ain't we, CG?
Yeah, I'm excited. WrestleMania.
And go ahead and tell them the subject.
The subject. This is going to cause a lot of debate, I think. Does the ICP, do they deserve a spot in the WWE Hall of Fame?
So let that sink in for a week. Joe will be back because I'll probably be in the hospital. Take care, everybody. Go ahead and roll a shout. My back. Ow. I'm okay. No, I'm not.